Hi, Gemini?
How can I help you?
Je veux me faire tatouer par une intelligence artificielle. Et du coup, j'ai généré plusieurs images.
Il y a des mecs qui viennent de se faire larguer par leur copine virtuelle.
L'intelligence artificielle, nos applications, le nuage, ça rend nos vies tellement plus faciles.
Utilise ChatGPT pour faire ta liste d'épicerie, OK? Je te dis, c'est winner.
I don't have that.
Don't worry, just add a teaspoon of vinegar instead.
Même plus besoin de s'encombrer. Lorsqu'on manque d'espace, on en achète. Mais si je vous disais que tout ça n'a rien d'artificiel?
The cloud is just a myth. The cloud is very material. Anytime you connect to a website or stream a video, you're basically connecting to a computer that exists somewhere else. And then data centers are kind of the operational hub of everything we do online.
Bienvenue à Ashburn, en Virginie. On dit que 70% des données numériques de la planète transitent par ici, dans ces immenses entrepôts.
We are in Data Center Alley. It's the area with the largest concentration of data centers in the world.
Virginia is unique in the sense that we were the home of the internet, where the internet was invented, and because of that, the data centers clustered around there.
Aujourd'hui, je vous emmène sur les traces de nos données et on plonge dans l'ombre du nuage.
Data center industrialization is destroying communities. They're taking too much land, too much water, too much electricity.
Dans le nord de la Virginie, les centres de données dominent le paysage. Ils sont dans la cour arrière des citoyens, en bordure des autoroutes, entourent même les cimetières. Et sous chaque grue en apparaît un nouveau. L'État en compte aujourd'hui près de 300, chacun de la taille d'un centre commercial.
It's like you're walking through the inside of a gigantic computer. It feels like a place that was built for computers and people are a side product, you know, we're an afterthought.
Les centres de données ne sont plus seulement l'entrepôt de notre vie numérique. Ils sont le moteur du développement de l'intelligence artificielle. Ils fournissent la puissance nécessaire à son entraînement et à son utilisation. Et pour ça, il faut beaucoup d'énergie.
A single data center building like this can use as much as a small city's worth of power. So we're using a lot of power.
Les plus grands centres de données de la région consomment autant d'électricité que 25 000 résidences. Actuellement, presque 25 % de l'électricité de la Virginie est utilisée par l'industrie. Et si la tendance se maintient, ce sera 50 % d'ici la fin de la décennie. Ça explique les lignes électriques et les sous-stations que l'on voit partout.
Announcing the formation of Stargate that will invest $500 billion at least in AI infrastructure in the United States.
Les États-Unis en entier sont dans la course à l'IA. D'ici 2028, jusqu'à 12 % de l'électricité américaine pourrait être destinée à cette industrie. Les énergies propres ne suffisent plus et ça ne semble pas être un problème pour la Maison-Blanche.
Today, I will also declare a national energy emergency. We will drill, baby, drill.
So we're already seeing the delayed retirement of coal facilities where new transmission lines are planned. So we know that coal is going to be online for longer in places like West Virginia. We're also seeing new gas facilities that are being justified for the need to provide power to data centers, and that's happening in Chesterfield.
Dans le comté de Chesterfield, les vautours remplacent aujourd'hui l'épaisse fumée qui sortait des cheminées de la centrale au charbon récemment fermée. Les pelles mécaniques s'activent pour décontaminer les décennies d'accumulation de cendres toxiques, pleines de métaux lourds.
How did you feel when the plant shut down?
We were overjoyed. I mean, obviously people have been enduring the pollution from a coal plant, which is significant, one of the largest polluters in Virginia. Some of them would end up with coal soot on their front lawns and on their driveways and in their cars. They clean it off regularly, not to mention the air that they breathed. And that went away when this coal plant shut down. It was a real triumph.
Un triomphe de courte durée. Chesterfield est ciblé pour la construction d'une nouvelle centrale au gaz.
Now, they're asking us to endure a new source of pollution, these gas plants. And the sense was that this is a environmental justice community. It's largely minority and lower income. So why should they bear the brunt of this additional pollution after they've endured it for almost 80 years?
Do you feel that there's a link between
this new gas plant and the data center industry?
Well, actually, the utilities have made it quite clear that there is a link. Only with the advent of these massive data centers being built everywhere have we seen this basically a doubling of demand in the next 10 to 15 years. The growth is so incredibly rapid that they say the only way they can meet it is to build new gas plants. Nuclear plants might take 15 to 20 years to build right now, and a gas plant they can build in 2 or 3 years. In Virginia, we're the only southern state that actually adopted climate goals. The idea was to be at net zero by 2045, 2050. Unfortunately, with the data center demand for new power, our local utility has literally thrown out their plan. They're literally ignoring climate change as a serious risk to our future.
Le cas de la Virginie est loin d'être unique. Un rapport récent note que 20 000 MW de puissance produite au gaz seront développés en Virginie, en Georgie, en Caroline du Sud et en Caroline du Nord pour notamment répondre à la demande des centres de données. 20 000 MW, c'est plus de la moitié de la puissance d'Hydro-Québec.
On vient d'arriver à Charlottesville, sur le campus de l'Université de Virginie, et on vient rencontrer ma prochaine invitée qui étudie toutes les conséquences qui entourent le monde des centres de données. Et vous allez voir, ça va bien au-delà de la question énergétique.
There are several environmental and social issues to consider with data center development. E-waste is an area that needs consideration because data centers have thousands of servers inside the data center. So this means racks and racks and racks of computers, and that hardware needs to be updated every 3 to 5 years. All of that excess ends up in the e-waste, and e-waste is unfortunately the fastest growing waste stream on the planet. And the concerns around e-waste are immense.
And it's going somewhere because it doesn't disappear.
It does not disappear. So a lot of the waste produced in the global north actually ends up in the global south.
Et pas seulement au sud. Des enquêtes récentes ont démontré que des milliers de tonnes de déchets informatiques américains prenaient la route du Canada, notamment vers la fonderie Horn, à Rouyn-Noranda.
So one of the other main concerns around data center development is around water usage and impacts to the water source.
Let's say I'm using ChatGPT, how much water I'm using.
I think the most recent studies suggest that an interaction with ChatGPT would consume the equivalent of 2 liters of water. So there are several ways that data centers consume water. One is directly at the site of the data center itself. Data centers, they have large industrial computers, and so they need large industrial air conditioners. And there are different ways to cool the computers that are in data centers. One of the main ways that is still used is a system called evaporative water cooling, which requires a lot of water, usually fresh water, that is run through these industrial air conditioners, and it cools the servers.
Il y a plusieurs inquiétudes qui sont soulevées avec l'utilisation de l'eau. Certaines entreprises consomment l'eau provenant des réseaux publics, ce qui met beaucoup de pression sur les infrastructures locales. Dans d'autres cas, l'eau provient de la nappe phréatique, ce qui peut contribuer à assécher des milieux naturels, notamment en zones plus arides. Ensuite, il y a les rejets. L'eau ne disparaît pas. Oui, une partie s'évapore, mais de grandes quantités sont retournées dans l'environnement, ce qui peut potentiellement augmenter la température des ruisseaux et des rivières.
The other main area that is often not discussed is how water is consumed in the process of power production. And one study suggested that around 75% of the total water footprint of one data center is actually attributed to indirect sources. And that means that the sources from the power production are contributing to that impact from that one data center.
So coal, gas, nuclear, they all need water.
Yeah, exactly. And that contributes to the water impacts from each data center. So the other main issue is that there is generally a lack of transparency in actual water usage. So a lot of the projections are based on piecemeal data, and it's also based on self-reported data from the industry. But we really need more transparency around how much water is actually being used so that we can better plan for water resiliency and the impacts to water sources.
La question hydrique est au cœur du débat sur un gigantesque projet, le Digital Gateway. Près de 10 km² de terres agricoles seraient pavées et remplacées par des dizaines d'entrepôts et des infrastructures électriques. Des terres qui normalement rechargent la nappe phréatique de la banlieue de Washington.
So all these homes you see, they'll all be raised. This will all have to be flattened.
Elena Schlossberg a fondé une association qui s'interroge sur les conséquences qu'ont les centres de données sur la campagne et les communautés virginoises. Elle est impliquée dans l'une des 2 poursuites judiciaires contre le projet. Ce qui fait déborder le vase pour elle, c'est que le Digital Gateway serait construit en bordure d'un important site historique américain, le Parc national du champ de bataille de Manassas.
We are in a place where the beginning of the end of slavery really happened here. So here is where people who were fighting for the Union and the Confederacy lost their lives. It's not just historical hallowed space, this is this important natural resource as well. So that you would industrialize not only next door, but literally build data centers on top of mass graves, the entire country should be offended. They should be disgusted that this is what we're willing to trade our history for. Over that hill, you will see 110-foot tall transmission lines. You'll see 12 of these industrialized substations. You'll see the tops of buildings. There are buildings that are 90 feet. They're just going to go higher and higher. And once you industrialize an area, it's like a cancer that will metastasize. And eventually this whole area will be surrounded. And this will be this tiny little microcosm of protected space. What do you hear?
Nothing.
Nothing. That's the point. And what you will hear with industrialization is you will hear the diesel generators. You will smell the diesel generators. You will hear the fans. That's going to be ruined in a way that sight, smell, sound, every sense will be impacted. And that's why there's 2 lawsuits to protect this area. If you don't remember your history, how do you change the future? What are we leaving behind for our future generations when we're so fractured right now?
En traversant la Virginie, j'ai réalisé que les centres de données y sont aussi omniprésents que peuvent l'être nos téléphones et la technologie dans nos vies. Et dans les 2 cas, ça vient avec des conséquences. On commence à peine à réaliser l'impact du numérique sur notre santé et visiblement, on ne comprend pas encore tous les impacts sur notre environnement.
It is absolutely a huge industry here in Virginia. It does bring in a lot of jobs and it does bring in a lot of revenue. But the problem is that the cumulative impacts on our air, on our environment, on our water resources, on the climate in general is significant here. Now the negatives are starting to outweigh those benefits.
So I think there's a lot that we can learn from Virginia. What are the true costs of all of this computing that we rely on? What is the true cost of us using, ChatGPT for our daily interactions? What is the true cost of streaming everything that we do online? So I think it raises much larger questions where we really need to decide as a society what priorities we care about and what kind of future we would like to build.
Les géants du web se sont lancés dans une course folle pour développer l'intelligence artificielle.
One thing I say a lot is no one knows what happens next.
Les communautés doivent aujourd'hui choisir si c'est dans leur intérêt de courir avec eux.